This is a video of the 2019 United States Pony Club riding test expectations for D1 through C2. We'll break it down into flat and jump at each respective level and going over the riding test expectations. D3 riding test expectations. The candidate should be able to ride in a basic balance position with control at the walk, trot, and canter. Candidates should be developing a secure base of support, balance, and a steady position over fences. So as we look at the riding expectations, we'll expect to see that they can keep that straight line from their ear to their shoulder to their hip to their heel at the walk, trot, and canter. And the base of support is their lower leg that we'll look to see maintains security under their body on the horse's side, so the lower leg should not swing at the walk, trot, or the canter. They're also developing their balance and a steady position over fences, which means that they'll maintain their 2-point over most jumps. It's okay for them to occasionally get ahead or left behind, but the majority of time they should be staying with the horse over their base of support, again, their lower leg, while maintaining their balance. What we're looking for on the flat for D3 is that they can adjust the stirrups and girth with feet in the stirrups while mounted at the halt. This is the safest way to adjust the stirrups and girth. They do not need to actually adjust the stirrup and girth, but show how they would, all while maintaining control of the horse and at a halt. They also must demonstrate mount's warm-up routine for everyday work under examiner supervision. So this is a step above the D2 where they have a lead warm-up. By D3, they need to be doing their own warm-up, walk, trot, and canter, both directions, with little input from the examiner, and then be able to discuss it afterwards. The warm-up should include balancing and suppling exercises for rider at the walk and trot, and they should have a variety of exercises to demonstrate. They will also need to ride mount on the flat at walk, rising trot with correct diagonals, sitting trot, and at the canter with correct leads. Also demonstrate 20-meter circles showing correct bend in both directions at all gaits, so again, walk, trot, and canter. We add riding without stirrups at the sitting trot. Their lower leg again should stay underneath them with their seat staying in the saddle and their hands following the horse's mouth. They will also need to discuss arena etiquette for riders at different gaits and traveling different directions, and this can be discussed and also demonstrated. They must demonstrate passing others safely while riding in an arena or ring at the walk and trot. They'll need to demonstrate a halt and just stand quietly for a few seconds. And then they also discuss aids for and demonstrate a rein back of 1 to 2 steps. This does not need to be a perfect rein back, but they should understand the basic skills to ask the horse to move away from their aids in the backwards direction. There you have to demonstrate an emergency dismount at the trot. Again, senior members do not need to demonstrate the emergency dismount, but discuss conditions in which one would be performed. And finally, the D3 flat candidate would discuss performance with the examiner, including rider's basic balance position and whether or not circles are round and natural aids correctly influence the mount. Riding over fences for D3, they'll continue to use the riding expectations. They need to add discussion of reasons for adjusting stirrups for different types of work. And they should ride over a small gymnastic grid of trot poles, followed by a crossrail, then a vertical set at 2-3. The grid should be set at appropriate distances for mount stride. There are examples at the back of the standards. Generally, you will have trot poles set 4 to 4.5 feet apart, and you would have 3 or 4 trot poles. And then you would double that distance, last trot pole to the crossrail, which should be set at about 2 feet, and then a 1 stride to a vertical, which would be approximately 15 to 18 feet. And the vertical set at 2-3. You can go close to the height without going over. So if the option is to be 2-2 or 2-5, you have to go with 2-2, as you cannot set a jump higher than the height. After the grid, they will ride a stadium course, a simple course at the canter, consisting of 5 to 7 obstacles, including an oxer. Again, the fences should not exceed 2-3, but should be set as close to possible. And then discuss performance with examiner and reasons for any disobediences. So the D3 candidate should understand if there are any refusals, why there were. They should understand their leads, whether they were on the correct one or not. They didn't necessarily have to be on the correct one. And also straight lines and good approaches to all the jumps. Riding out in the open, we add discussion of ways to control a mount in the open, and a D3 candidate should know a couple of options. They need to demonstrate riding safely with the group at the walk and trot over varied terrain through shallow water and small ditches, as occur naturally if available. You do not need to find water or ditches for a D3 testing, but you may use them if they are available. The D3 candidate needs to jump 4 to 5 simple cross-country obstacles, ranging from 2 foot to 2-3, and most should it be at but not exceed 2-3. And simple jumps can be jumped both directions to constitute 2 different jumps if there is a shortage of cross-country jumps. Stadium jumps may be used out cross-country, but are not ideal. Ideally, jumps would be natural, solid obstacles as found on a starter cross-country course. A D3's speed should not exceed 300 meters per minute, appropriate for the size of their mount. They can canter out in the open, or if their pony is comfortable trotting, they can trot. And finally, they have to discuss performance with examiner.